What's up, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, we're going to talk about the anxious attachment style, and all these attachment styles are so important for your dating life. So if you're having difficulty in your dating life, your married life, you're committed to this person life, or you're confused about yourself when it comes to dating, this could be the problem. You might have an anxious attachment style and you're trying to figure out what the heck is going on with this person. What the heck is going on with me? Why do I feel this way? Why do I feel crazy? Why do I feel clingy? It's because of your attachment style. And ladies and gentlemen, this is just as important as the love languages. You've got to learn what your partner's attachment style is so that you can understand them better, so that you can understand yourself better when it comes to relationships, because relationships are freaking confusing sometimes. So if you're in an anxious attachment style, think, and they call it anxious preoccupied to make it even more confusing sounding, but think clingy, anxious, fearful. When you're feeling anxious, what is anxious? What is anxiousness driven by? What is the undercurrent? It is fear. Fear drives all anxiety. So you got a fearful person on your hands. Preoccupied. What does preoccupied mean? So that we can stop being confused by these attachment things. Preoccupied means that you are, I don't want to say obsessed, but when you're preoccupied with something, you can't get it off your mind. You can't get it out of your mind. You're constantly twiddling with it and fiddling with it, right? It's constantly on your mind. Who's on your mind? Your mate, your guy, your girl, your wife, your husband, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, this person that you are trying to attach to and connect with and get respect from or give respect to. This person or you has an anxious, preoccupied with my anxiousness, with my clinginess, with my I need to be all up on you all the time. So if you like super closeness, you like feeling like somebody likes you so much, somebody's climbing into bed with you. I mean, maybe not literally, but or they could be, but climbing into your pants. Climbing, I shouldn't say it that way. But they're almost climbing in you. Let's say climbing into your shoes with you. So you're in your shoes and they're in your shoes with you. They are holding on to you, hugging you, giving you attention. You don't have to guess with this person. You know, they are feeling you. They are liking you. They want you. And that can feel incredibly good to some people. If you're an avoidant style, this is going to drive you crazy. You're not going to understand them, because if you're avoidant, all you want to do is get away from them. You're going to be running from them. Get away from me. Quit clinging to me. You know what I'm saying? Think about if you have a little puppy and it's all over you and it's kissing you and it's sitting on you and it's jumping on your back and it's climbing on your shoulders and trying to stand on your head, and you're walking and it's taking nips at your pants, and you can't go anywhere without it. It's all over you. That's more of an anxious style. They want that closeness. Maybe they're quality time in love language, where they like being around people. That's how they feel very, very loved, is they're around you, they're with you, they're touching you, they're hugging you, they're near you. They want to talk to you all day long. They want to talk to you for hours. They want to connect. Now, if I'm incorrect about this, please let me know in the comments, because I'm trying to get a handle on this stuff. I've been trying to ignore it, and it's to the point where we've got to learn this. So if I'm wrong or if I'm over exaggerating, let us all know in the comments so we can read it and learn it. Because in my mind, this is a clingy person. Now, Let's say they are a healthier state and they have some secure attachment styles in some areas of their life, which they probably do. Otherwise, now we're talking about a personality disorder like borderline personality disorder. Not to say that somebody healthy who does not have a personality disorder doesn't dip into unhealthy states where it's too much, it's overwhelming because they've had bad breakups or bad relationships, or a parent who wasn't very stable in their life. If they have an actual borderline personality disorder, you need to check that out. I've done lots of videos on that. This is a person that's going to start going into tantrums and rages. Not to say that an anxious attachment style can't dip into that, but there should be a healthy component with this person, right? So if they're going too cray-cray, what were you doing? Who were you talking to last night? Where are you going now? And they're fighting you, arguing with you, breaking up things, having huge rages and tantrums. Now we're going into an extreme of personality types, personality disorders. This attachment style is fixable, healable, and we need to do some healing, point blank and the period, in this attachment style where you are comfortable being with yourself sometimes without this person. One of the ways you can shift this is get some hobbies. A lot of times when we're in relationships, we want to be all up on somebody, especially at first when the hormones are kicking in and going completely bonkers. But to quiet this, you need to force yourself to have other things you do. Do you like reading books? Do you like doing crafts? Do you like hanging with friends? Force yourself to do stuff with other folks. Force yourself to be part of some other organizations to balance this ish out so that you don't drive yourself and the other person bananas because it doesn't feel completely good to you when you're in this state, especially you're trying to keep the other person from rejecting you. So if you are dating somebody who's super anxious, I think you want to play into that reassurance. You want to give them reassurance. You want to let them know what's happening. You don't want to do things like, I didn't talk to you for a whole day. That's just going to make the person act crazier. Sometimes to quiet, and I do this with children as well, or advise this for children. When you're working with a kid who has an anxious attachment style, you kind of want to give them some of what they want, because if they're too clingy and you have a disorganized attachment style or you're avoidant, you want to push them all the way away. Sometimes you got to give them what they want to quiet it down a bit. And if this is you, you may be feeling insecure about who you are. So be authentically you. You are you. It is okay to be you. You are magnificently and wonderfully made. You've got a lot to offer the people on this planet. You are wonderful the way you are. You have some abandonment fears going on where you're a little bit afraid of that person leaving you or walking away. You feel anxious because you want the relationship to work so badly. But then there's a part of you that just enjoys that closeness. And like I said, these people can make you feel extra special, extra wanted, extra important. But for some people, that can be overwhelming. So you want to balance that out a little bit. And it doesn't mean that you can't be very giving and very loving, but pull back a little bit sometimes. Do your own thing a little bit. And that's not to be rude or to be mean, but practice being with yourself a little bit, spending some quality time alone, getting into your own thoughts, figuring some things out, trusting the process, trusting that this person is going to be there, trusting that you can handle if they don't. Like if they decide, hey, I'm out of here, I don't want to be with you, you are still beautiful, handsome, amazing, worthy, all that good stuff. You will figure it out. You will handle it. Life will go on. Some types actually need what the anxious attachment style is giving, which is reassurance. I'm here for you. I'm consistent. I love you. I care about you. There are some attachment styles that really crave that and need that. So if it's working for you and your mate, like if your mate is also an anxious style or a disorganized style, this might be the thing that they need to calm them down. So this style could totally, for the most part, work for your mate. Just make sure that it's working and check how you're feeling about it. So if you have a mate who has an anxious style, if you need time to yourself, then set clear boundaries, but give them reassurance when you do it. Like, I love being around you. I just need some time to work on a project, or I need some quiet time to get my thoughts together, but I love you. I'm still thinking about you, and we'll reconnect at 5 o'clock or in the evening. Just build in some reassurance. So in case I have completely confused you, I have written some notes so that I'm making sure that I'm clear. So individuals with anxious, preoccupied attachment style often have a negative view of themselves, but a positive view of others. Kind of sad, right? So we got to build up our own self-esteem and figure out, okay, why are we wonderful? You are just as amazing as the next person. They seek constant reassurance and approval from their partners and may have a fear of abandonment. Anxious attachment. People with anxious attachment styles often worry about being abandoned or not being loved enough. They may seek reassurance and validation from their partner and may become clingy and possessive. Individuals with anxious, preoccupied attachment styles often seek a lot of reassurance and validation from their partners. They may have a fear of being abandoned or rejected. If it's too much abandonment fear, it might be borderline personality disorder, but there is a fear of rejection, which can lead to clingy or needy behaviors. They may experience intense emotions and have a tendency to overthink and overanalyze their relationships. They may also have a tendency to idealize their partners. Picture a puppy eagerly waiting for its owner to come home. That's the anxious, preoccupied attachment style in a nutshell. They may send a gazillion text messages just to make sure their partner is okay, and maybe even a few more just to say, I love you 100 times. So, dating tips for anxious attachment. Practice self-care and maintain a sense of independence. Communicate your needs and insecurities openly and calmly. Develop healthy coping mechanisms for managing anxiety, and encourage open and honest communication with your partner. And if you have an anxious attachment partner, then you want to offer reassurance and support during times of insecurity so you can quiet that down. Foster a safe and trusting environment for open communication. Be patient and understanding with their need for validation and reassurance, and encourage them to develop self-soothing techniques and coping mechanisms, because that is key. So you got to work on each other. You got to help each other, but you also got to work on the self. Okay. So I hope that helped you to some degree, and make sure that you subscribe so that I can continue to help you with this. Because if your love relationship is in shambles, or you're wondering what the heck is going on, you might be scaring your person. I know that might feel a little scary for me to even say that. That's why I want you to stick with me so that I can help you. And that's why I want you to check out my book, Flip the Script on Love, because I'm going to give you a lot of stuff about relationships and love. And we all need a coach these days because relationships are whack-a-doodle. And here's a little tip, okay, that I want you to hang on to. It's okay. You don't want to be a total yes, sir, yes, ma'am, a total that person. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be that most of the time. You don't want to be a jerk just for jerk's sake. You want to be yourself, But I remember somebody telling me that they did everything for their mate. They cooked, they cleaned, they did his laundry, they folded his clothes, they did everything he asked. And guess what? He left and had an affair, and she was like, I was the perfect wife. Well, you know what? Sometimes you have to speak some truth, and you have to say, I don't like bananas, or I don't like cheese, or I'll help you with your laundry, but first I gotta take care of these bills. And I'll get to that in a minute. You know, put a little bit of, you know what I'm saying? A little something that gives them a little something else, and not just completely all I am, every single thing. That can feel great, but it can also set you up to be completely taken advantage of. And that doesn't mean that you turn into a jerk where you're like, I'm going to be an idiot today and I'm going to talk crazy to you, because that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about sometimes just saying what you need and what you want and expect it, or what you like and what you dislike. Someone with this style could attract a narcissist. So if you've done that, check out my book, The Workplace Narcissist, because I want to help you understand who you're dealing with. And if you love Myers-Briggs like I do, I devote a chapter to every type in my book, From ENFJ with Love. Check that out. Like the video if you want to see more on this kind of stuff. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you for hanging with me. Bye.